Hello again. I'm Dr. Maya Thornfield, and welcome back to Arcane Acres. If you watched our last video about Riddle the Sphinx, thank you for joining us again. This is Luna, our baby unicorn at 6 months old. Unicorns have symbolized purity and magic for thousands of years. Unlike some mythical creatures that are combinations of different animals, unicorns are elegant in their simplicity. Historical texts describe them as looking like a pure white horse with one magical addition. The horn, called an alicorn in old texts, is the unicorn's most famous feature. In medieval European writings, people believed alicorn could purify poisoned water and heal sickness. Kings and queens would pay fortunes for what they thought were real unicorn horns, though most were actually narwhal tusks from the Arctic. Ancient bestiaries described the horn as growing in a perfect spiral, usually pure white or ivory-coloured. Some texts said it could be up to 3 feet long on adult unicorns. Medieval people believed touching the horn to poisoned food or drink would make the poison harmless. The white coat appears in nearly every culture's description. Across almost all traditions, unicorns represent purity, innocence, and goodness. In Chinese mythology, seeing a pure white unicorn was a sign that a great leader or sage was about to be born. Medieval bestiaries, ancient animal encyclopedias, described unicorn hooves as cloven like a deer's, not solid like a horse's. The Physiologus, one of the oldest bestiaries from around 200 AD, specifically notes this difference. They said unicorns could run so swiftly and gracefully that hunters on horseback could never catch them. Historical descriptions praised the unicorn's flowing mane and tail as exceptionally beautiful and silky, though colours varied in different accounts. Some said silver-white, others described golden highlights. What remained consistent was that unicorns were described as the most graceful and beautiful of all creatures. Unicorns appear in stories from all around the world, but they're not all the same. Let me share 3 fascinating tales that show different sides of these magical beings. The most famous unicorn legend comes from medieval Europe. People believed that unicorns were so wild and swift that no hunter could ever catch them. They could outrun horses, leap over walls, and disappear into the deepest forests. But there was one way to find a unicorn. Hunters would bring a young maiden of pure heart into the forest and have her sit alone beneath a tree. The unicorn, sensing her innocence and gentleness, would come out of hiding and lay its head in her lap, falling into a peaceful sleep. This story was so popular that it inspired the famous Lady and the Unicorn Tapestries, which you can still see in a museum in Paris today. These beautiful artworks show a noble lady with a gentle white unicorn surrounded by flowers and other animals. The sad part of this story is that hunters would use this trust to capture unicorns, but many versions end with the maiden refusing to betray the unicorn and helping it escape instead. Did you know that Scotland's national animal is the unicorn? This choice goes back over 500 years. But the Scottish unicorn isn't gentle and shy, it's fierce and brave. Scottish legends tell of a time when Vikings invaded the northern shores. The Scottish warriors were outnumbered and losing hope. Then, from the Highland mists, a magnificent unicorn appeared with a coat as white as snow and a horn that gleamed like silver. The unicorn charged into battle alongside the Scottish fighters. Its horn blazed with light, giving the warriors courage and strength. When enemies tried to strike it, the unicorn moved so fast it seemed to vanish and reappear like lightning. The Vikings, terrified of this magical creature, fled back to their ships. That's why, even today, Scotland's coat of arms shows a unicorn wearing a crown and wrapped in chains. Not to imprison it, But because the Scots believed unicorns were so powerful that only magical chains could symbolize their strength being used for good. One of the most amazing unicorn stories comes from 1224, and it involves one of history's most powerful conquerors, Genghis Khan. His Mongol army had conquered most of Asia and was preparing to invade India with hundreds of thousands of warriors. As his army approached the mountain passes leading to India, a strange creature appeared before Genghis Khan himself. Witnesses described it as a creature with the body of a deer or horse, with green scales along its back, and a single horn growing from its forehead. The creature had intelligent, knowing eyes. According to the historical accounts, the unicorn knelt before Genghis Khan 3 times, then stood and gazed at him with what seemed like a warning in its eyes. The great Khan was shaken by this encounter. His advisors told him this was a Zhi, a divine creature that appears to deliver messages from heaven. Some believed it was the spirit of his deceased father warning him to turn back. Others said it was a sign that heaven did not want him to shed more blood in India. Genghis Khan, who had never turned away from a conquest before, made an incredible decision. He ordered his entire army to turn around. India was never invaded. One unicorn had stopped the greatest military force the world had ever seen. Whether the creature was real or a vision, this story shows how powerful unicorns were believed to be, not through violence, but through wisdom and divine authority. A single magical creature changed the course of history. If you enjoyed meeting Luna and learning about unicorn legends from around the world, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. We have so many more amazing residents to introduce, from Ember, our playful dragon, to Thunder, our proud young griffin.
Comment your favorite legend and which creature you'd like to see next. Thanks for joining us at Arcane Acres, where every creature has a story.